Hi, this is Kelly with DNNDev.com, and in this demonstration we're going to show you how easy it is to create a form based on one of the tables in your .NET Nuke database using the new form builder in XMod Pro. Let's get started. First, we click the form builder link in the control panel, and we enter in a name for our form. In this case, it will be contacts. Next, we select the table we're going to base our form on, also called contacts. Next, we select the column in that table that uniquely identifies each record from that table. In this case, it is contact ID. Now, when we select the table, XMod Pro automatically loads all of the columns that it recognizes into the columns in table list box here. We can add all of those columns to our form simply by clicking the Add All Columns link. If we want to remove certain columns from our form, we'll just click the Remove button next to that column name. And if we want to add those columns back in, we can add them in individually by selecting it and clicking the Add Selected Columns link, or simply double-clicking that column name in the list box. Now I can see that our columns are out of order now. One of the nice features of XMod Pro is you can simply drag and drop to adjust the order of your controls. XMod Pro provides a number of controls that you can use for data entry, and it will automatically make suggestions for each control based on the data type of the column in your table. In our case, they happen to all be text boxes, but if we had a bit field, it would select checkbox for us automatically, or if we had a date time field, it would choose date input field. Of course, you are welcome to change that control at any time. If we want to require that the user enter in a value for each of these individual controls, we can simply tick the box next in the column row that we want required. So in this case, we're going to require that first name and last name be entered. Clicking the next button, we are taken to the form layout and styling section, and I want to draw your attention down below to the preview area. This is a live preview of our form. We can change the layout of that form simply by selecting one of the options up here. We can choose a two-column right-aligned label layout by clicking this button, and as you can see, the changes are automatically reflected in the preview below. We can also choose a more vertical layout with the labels above the controls by clicking here. And again, left-aligned labels, right-aligned, and labels above the controls. We'll stick with right-aligned labels for now. We can adjust the column width for the labels in this box here. We'll type in 65 pixels. And you can see that column width has decreased. Now let's change the styling of our form. Again, it starts out with a basic .NET Nuke styling, but we can change that. Let's go with a green-based theme called the Frog. Or we can also choose from one of the other themes. We can also choose Sunny, for instance. Now, the nice thing about XMod Pro is that you are not limited to these themes. These are all themes that are based upon the open source free jQuery UI library. So you can simply go to the jQuery UI website, that's jQueryUI.com, and roll your own theme and upload that theme to your website, and it will be displayed here in the drop-down list box for you to choose. Now, one other option you have when you select one of these themes is you can choose to get away from the pointy corners on browsers that support it. You can choose rounded corners, and you can see the changes are reflected for you automatically. Now, this doesn't work in Internet Explorer, but it works in all the other browsers. One other thing I want to show you is that this is a live preview, so you can actually check your validation and see what that looks like. So we have required that first name and last name be entered in. If we click Add here, we can see that the validation works. And that's all there is to it to creating a form. The last thing we want to do is down here below in the right-hand corner, click the Create Form button. And we can see that our form has been successfully created.